Well, hey there, Emily here at the Movement Clinic, and today we're doing another roll out of bed class. So roll out of bed if you're there. Feel free to stay in your pajamas like me, maybe grab a cup of coffee and meet me on your mat. I don't care what they say. Coffee and yoga go together like peas and carrots. All right. Let's go ahead and get started in a nice comfortable seat. I'm gonna sit back on my heels. If you have something that you want to sit on, like a block or two, to place between your feet, to lift your hips up, to make it easier on the knees, feel free. I'm gonna place my hands somewhere on your thighs. Or excuse me, place your hands somewhere on your thighs. Close your eyes for a moment. With each inhale, feel yourself lengthen. Bones behind the ears lift away from the shoulders. Armpits lengthen out of the hips so you feel the entire side of your body get longer and longer. And exhale, simply soften the belly. And just start to check in. Notice what feels tight, what feels open. Maybe the state of your mind. Maybe feeling a little sleepy, not quite here. It's all okay. Just a little inventory about what's true of you right now. Maybe if you'd like to set an intention for class today, feel free. And if that feels a little bit too vague or general for you, maybe you might set an intention to bring awareness to transitions, to the investment that you put into the journey between places. Or in our case, the transition between shapes. Good, and gently open your eyes, softly take in your surroundings. Draw the belly button back and in, root down firmly into your sit bones. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Lengthen the ribs out of your hips. Exhale, bend your elbows, stretch your heart forward. Use those shoulder blades to sort of massage that back part of the body that tends to arc up and be cranky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your elbows wide, stretch your heart forward. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend elbows, stretch your heart forward. Good. Interlace your fingers in front of your chest. Lean forward, tuck your toes under, broken toe pose, sit back on your heels. Press the palms of your hands forward, keep the fingers interlaced, belly in, ribs absorbed. Inhale, reach up and overhead. Stretch your heart forward, soften your neck and your jaw. Press out through your palms, lengthen ribs. Untuck your toes, sit back on your heels again. Press your palms in front of your chest and round and stretch the shoulder blades wide. Good. And again, inhale, lean forward, tuck the toes under, broken toe. Lift palms overhead, press away, stretch your heart forward as arms draw back and lift up. Good. Last one. Exhale, untuck toes. Press away. Maybe if it feels okay on the ankles, start to hover knees up towards your thumbs as you round and press away. And slowly release. Shake it out. Come to hands and knees, all fours. Tuck your toes under. Press down and away through your palms. Lift your hips up and back, down dog. Pedal out the feet. Gaze at your hands really quickly. Make sure you're rooting down through the L space of your thumb and forefinger. And from there, gently turn your inner elbows to face one another. Not all the way up to the sky. We don't want to hyperextend the elbows, just gently externally rotating those upper arm bones. You might even feel like your armpits are turning to face your chin. As you lift the low belly, absorb the low ribs, lift your heart in between your shoulder blades. Maybe feel as though you can lengthen hips out of armpits, press your upper thigh bones back. Inhale, right heel to the sky. Bend your knee, squeeze your heel to your butt. Lift your knee up to the sky. Open up your hip, but don't lift the right shoulder. So if the right shoulder is lifting above the left, draw it down. Shoulders are level in space. Inhale, lengthen legs, square the hips, gaze forward behind your right wrist. Exhale, step your right foot behind the right wrist. Keep back knee lifted, press back thigh up. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, bend your elbow as though it could touch your back heel. Roll the shoulder open, heart lifts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbow, roll the heart open. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend elbow, roll heart open. Good. Inhale, reach up and forward, release your right hand inside of the right foot, and just start to make some nice circles with the hips. And pause, reach back through the back heel, lengthen forward through the crown of the head. So we're lengthening front to back, hug in side to side. So hips, outer hips hug in, shin bones squeeze toward the midline, where we're finding some stability. Keep this lengthening front to back. And exhale, press your front leg straight or straightish. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, press the front leg straight. Maybe even lift the right toes up towards the sky. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, press it straight. Good. Inhale to lunge. Pause. Soften left knee to mat. Plant your left hand. Left toes spin out to the left. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Gate pose. Right fingertips reach up to the sky. Now watch this bottom shoulder drop back and into the shoulder socket. Turn your top hand to face the front of the mat. Reach up and overhead. Maybe create some nice big rock star circles with that lifted arm. Ooh, snap, crackle, pops with that lifted arm too. Now, reach your right fingertips forward again. Gaze at the top of your mat where your right foot was. Float it up, bend your knee into your chest and step it back where it was at the top of the mat. Square left toes behind you. And plant your right fingertips in front of the right foot. Now, lift your back knee, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, find a nice halfway lift, fingertips to shins or palms on top of thighs so that ears can lengthen out of your hips. And exhale, fold. Inhale to stand up, reach up and look up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees as much as you need to make that happen. Inhale, lift halfway. Bend your knees generously, plant your palms, step back, down dog. Again, find that nice strength of pressing down and away through the hands, pressing your upper thigh bones back. Root down through the right foot, inhale, left heel high, bend your knee, squeeze the heel towards your butt as you lift the knee higher and roll the hip open without rolling the shoulder open. So notice if your shoulders are not level in space and get them there. Inhale the gaze behind your left wrist, lengthen left leg, square the hip, and exhale, step your left foot behind left wrist, or maybe help it there if you need. Back knee stays lifted, press the thigh up, inhale, left fingertips to the sky. Exhale, bend your left elbow, magnetize it towards the back heel. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend elbow, magnetize it back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend elbow. Good. Inhale, lengthen up. And release left hand inside of left foot. Lengthen forward through the crown of the head, back through that back heel. Keep lifting the belly. And exhale, press your front leg straight or straight-ish. Notice I'm keeping length in my spine, so try not to just bow and collapse forward. Try to lengthen back through the back heel, forward through the crown of the head. And inhale to lunge. Exhale, press it straight. Maybe lift left toes. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, press it straight. Good. Inhale, slowly come back forward. Lower right knee to mat. Plant right hand. You can spin those back toes out to the right as like a little kickstand to come back to that gate pose. So left foot moves to back of mat as left fingertips reach up to the sky. Again, those nice big rock star circles if you would like. Good. Gaze forward, reach forward. Put your left foot back where it came from. Lift it up. You can bend the knee towards the chest, or maybe with a straight leg, move your hips back so that there's room for the foot to come forward. Find your way to the front of the mat in a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, fingertips on shins, maybe on the mat. Maybe there's a little more space in the backs of the legs for that. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, stand up, reach up and look up. Exhale your palms to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up just enough so that you can bend the knees, plant palms, step back, down dog. And slowly lower knees to mat. Let me adjust my wardrobe here a little bit. Excellent. Gate pose, right foot behind us. So right leg moves back. Left toes can spin out to the left. You might play with keeping them squared behind the knee for a little bit more of a challenge with the balance, or not if you don't feel like a challenge at this point in the day. Plant the back heel, reach right fingertips to sky. Watch that bottom shoulder, draw the arm bone back into the shoulder socket. Good. Now, float that right heel up, press away, strong leg, low belly is lifted. Notice as I lift my low belly, it's sort of like my sit bones reach back. Gaze at the top of the mat and step your right foot there, however you want to get it there. So now we're in this sort of low lunge. Now, plant fingertips at the top of the mat. Lift the knee just enough so that you can tap knee to the right ankle. Left knee to right ankle. You can squeeze that left heel in toward your butt, sort of like a shrimp squat or Shiva squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat. Send that knee back. So plant your left hand, step back with the foot, lower the knee. We're going back to our gate pose. Reach up with the left finger, or right fingertips rather. If the foot isn't still floating, inhale, float the foot. Exhale, step it forward. Find that shrimp squat. Lift left knee, tap left knee to the back of that right ankle. Squeeze the left heel towards the butt. Inhale, standing splits. We're gonna do that one more time. Exhale, shrimp squat. Plant left hand, send left foot back just enough so that the knee can land, and go back to our gate pose. Float the foot, reach right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Shrimp squat, squeeze heel to butt, and then press down into that standing leg. Standing splits, inhale. Exhale, shrimp. Plant left hand, send that foot back, and make your way back to that floating gate. Good, now land, right knee, right hand. Maybe make a couple of hip circles to let it go. Good. If you can't tell, we're doing a little bit of work in the hips today and working on those glutes to help support the low back. So, gate pose on the left side, same option to keep the right toes squared behind you or move them out to the right. Totally up to you, kids. So, left foot moves back, press down into the right hand. Inhale, left fingertips up to the sky. Again, watch the bottom tip of that right shoulder. Draw it back and in, or the arm bone back and into your shoulder socket. Float that back heel, gaze forward where you want to land the left foot. Exhale, step it forward at the top of the mat. Land those fingertips in front of the left foot. Bottom of the exhale, right knee taps the back of that right calf, or left calf, or left heel. Right heel squeezes in towards butt. Inhale, find your standing splits. Standing leg can stay pretty bent here as we lengthen right toes to the sky. Exhale, shrimp squat. Tap knee to calf, squeeze heel to butt, and then send that foot back to land the knee. Right hand plants, floating gate. Inhale. 2 more times, gaze forward. Exhale, step it forward. Keep moving slow and steadily and mindfully through these transitions. Tap knee for shrimp squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, shrimp. Step it back as you inhale, back to your floating gate. Last one. Gaze forward, step left foot forward, shrimp squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, shrimp. Step it back, make your way back to floating gate with the inhale. And exhale, release left hand down. Sink hips to heels, child's pose. And just take a moment to reflect on whether those maybe new or possibly familiar transitions were difficult at first, felt like singing a familiar tune or dancing a dance that you've learned. So whether it seems totally new or completely different, did it get easier as you practiced it? Did you find new parts that felt really wobbly? Excellent. Shift back forward to tabletop. So the nice thing about this practice is that if we're really open to just staying curious and playing, we might really start to see all the weird and wonderful ways in which our body can move and really surprise ourselves. So again, this idea of just playing with it, staying curious, keeping a mindful eye on how you deal with the transitions and the journey from one shape to another. And that's really where they say the yoga lies, and that's really where I think the movement has to be more mindful. At least for me. Maybe you feel differently, and that's cool too. All right, so a little of the same, a little different, and just adding on, because why not? Go ahead and tuck your toes under, lift your knees and hips up and back, down dog. So as we do from time to time here in the movement clinic, we're just going to start to put all of this together. We're going to add one sort of new shape and then flow through our flow a couple of times. Inhale, right heel to sky, bend your knee, open up your hip. Keep shoulders level in space. Inhale, lengthen legs, square hip, gaze forward. Exhale, step right foot behind right wrist. Good, now here's where the different thing comes into play. Right hand reaches up and right toes turn out to the right. Flex your right foot, so lift all 5 toes off of the mat. And notice my back leg is staying strong, and as I roll to the outer edge of my back foot, my left hip starts to sink down and my left foot stays flexed, so I'm lifting all 10 toes now, really powerfully. This is just to protect the outer ankle. And not that, the ankle can't handle it, but it's nice to give that little bit of protection and engagement across the outer leg. And you might kind of lift up and pump in this sort of dragon squat, lifting the hips up and letting them sink in. Good. Now, square your hips to the top of the mat. High lunge. Press your front leg straight as you reach your right fingertips forward. Good. Inhale, reach up, land that back knee. Floating gate. Inhale, right foot goes back, right fingertips reach up. Good. Exhale, step it forward. Shrimp squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to shrimp. Step left foot back, plant palms. Right knee lifts up to the sky for that open hip 3-legged dog. Good. And inhale, slowly lower it back down. Down dog. Inhale, left heel high. Bend knee, open up hip. Inhale, lengthen leg, square hip, gaze forward behind left wrist. Exhale, step left foot forward. Good. Left fingertips reach up to the sky. Again, left toes spin out to the left. Lift up those left toes as you start to roll to the outer edge of both feet and find this sort of kind of hip lifting and sinking action. Watch the front tip of this bottom shoulder and make sure that it's staying back and in. Good. Now, as we lift the hips, square the hips forward, turn all 10 toes to face forward, reach that left arm forward and press the front leg straight or straight-ish. Gate pose or floating gate pose through the inhale. So inhale brings us forward, softens back knee, and floats left arm up and left leg back. Exhale steps us back where we came from. And shrimp squat, bottom of the exhale. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to shrimp. Three-legged dog with that open hip as we step back. Inhale. And exhale to lift the knee high, squeeze heel to butt. Inhale lowers us back down. You know what? If it's worth doing twice, it's worth doing a third time. So let's flow it out on this one. Breath to movement. Inhale, right leg up, bend knee, open up hip, exhale. Inhale, lengthen leg, square hip, gaze forward. Step forward as you exhale. Inhale, right fingertips to sky, turn right toes out. Exhale, sink hips, dragon. Maybe reach your right arm back towards the back foot. Good. Inhale, lift up, forward, square hips forward. Exhale, press the front leg straight, reach forward. Floating gate, inhale, soften back knee down. Reach arm up, float right leg back. Step it forward as you exhale. Shrimp squat, bottom of the exhale. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to shrimp. Plant your palms, inhale, back three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale to release the leg down. Exhale, soften into your down dog. Inhale, left heel high, gaze forward. Bend your knee, exhale, open up the hip. Inhale, lengthen leg, square hip. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, left fingertips up, left toes turn out. Exhale, dragon. Reach toward the back of the mat. Lift up, forward. Exhale, press the front leg straight as the left fingertips lengthen forward. Inhale, floating gate, right knee softens, left arm floats up, left leg floats back. Exhale, step it forward. Shrimp. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, shrimp. Inhale, three-legged dog. Plant palms, right foot steps back, left foot sweeps back and up. Exhale, bend knee, open up hip. And inhale, land the left foot. Exhale, down dog. One more round. Keep staying curious and noticing what changes. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend knee, open up hip. Inhale, square hips, lengthen leg, gaze forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, right arm up, right toes out. Exhale, right arm reaches back, hips sink down. Dragon lunge. Exhale, transition through your high lunge, and press your front leg straight. Inhale, floating gate. Exhale to step it forward. Shrimp squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to shrimp. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, bend knee, open up hip. Inhale, land the right foot. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel high. Bend knee, open up hip. Exhale. Gaze forward, inhale, lengthen leg, square hip. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, left fingertips high, left toes turn out. Exhale, dragon lunge. Inhale, lifts us up. Exhale, presses our front leg straight and reaches left arm forward. Inhale, floating gate. Exhale, step it forward. Shrimp squat. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to shrimp. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee, open up hip. Inhale, back to down dog. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. If you want to rest in child's pose, I'll join you after I take a sip of my coffee. And take a moment in whatever shape your body is in. Whether you're joining me in a sip of something or resting. Just notice how the body feels now, how that last round of the flow felt. Just noticing transitions. Good. Mindfully, make your way to down dog. See if you can make it slow. Maybe reach forward really actively through your fingertips. Gaze at your palms. Spread your fingertips comfortably wide. Root down through the L space of your thumb and forefinger. Lift your elbows and armpits away from the mat. Feel all that engagement across the shoulders. Shake the head no, nod the head yes, so that the neck stays soft. Lift your hips just enough to tuck the toes under. And by the power of the heels pressing back and down into the mat, feel the hips lift and see how low the head stays. So if you're still with me, take an inhale here. Press the heels back and down. And notice if the head stays really low. Maybe not. It's okay. Pigeon prep from here. Gaze forward behind either wrist. You're going to try to get your right shin parallel-ish or to land as evenly as possible behind both wrists. So right leg lifts up. Exhale, land the outer edge of your right foot somewhere behind your left thumb and your right knee, maybe slightly outside of your right wrist, so that your knee is outside of the line of your right hip. Now, wrap the outer left hip forward, press it down. Draw your outer right hip back, so hips are squaring to the front edge of the mat. Plant the top of the back foot. Gaze back at the back foot. If you can see the inner edge of your foot and your big toe, make your big toe disappear. So reach back through your big toe until you can't see it anymore behind your heel. Now, lift the low belly. Feel that hugging and squeezing of the lower fibers of this little butt cheek here. Send your hips and your sit bones back. Absorb the low ribs. Draw the belly in. Again, find length, length, length forward. Maybe press down into that right shin to find an active engagement in the outer right hip. Now here, if that right hip is floating up really high, maybe put a cushion underneath it. Maybe if this isn't possible at all, you can lie on your back and find a figure 4 where your right ankle is crossing over the top of your left thigh. Don't worry about the shape, find what's accessible. But no matter what, inhale, lengthen bones behind the ears out of your hips, or your ears out of your hips. Exhale, absorb the low belly, absorb the low ribs, send your sit bones back. And through lengthening the heart forward, lengthening the crown of the head forward, imagine that your chest would be the first thing to touch instead of your forehead. So lengthening the heart forward through the upper arms to find your pigeon. And once you are sort of in this resting version of pigeon, Try to press into your right shin. Maybe feel your hips and pelvis and butt lift, and then soften. Press into the right shin again. Active engagement. Exhale to soften. Inhale, press down and in. Hold for a round of breath. Really draw the belly in. Really press into that right shin bone. Maybe really feel it in that outer right hip. I know I sure do. With your next exhale, let go of the effort and see if it feels like you can sink even further into that hip. Good. And slowly walk your hands back. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Press down into the hands. Lift up and back, three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee, open up the hip. Lengthen the leg. Then bend the knee again. Any movements that feel good. And slowly release right foot down. Inhale, gaze forward between your wrists where you want to land the left shin-ish. As you inhale, that left leg up. Exhale, outer edge of the lower left leg from ankle to knee land. Again, knee is moving in the direction of moving outside of the line of the left hip. Not a requirement. It might be straight in front. That's totally fine. Again, everyone's hips are so different, so don't worry about the shape. And don't worry about specifically getting your shin parallel to the front of the mat. All of these things vary greatly depending on everyone's very individual body structure. So forget the shape, stay curious, stay open to what helps you feel better in your skin. Now, plant the top of the back foot, reach back through the back big toe so it disappears behind the heel. Wrap the outer right hip forward, draw the outer left hip back, lift the low belly. You might really activate the lower fibers of that right butt cheek to help support the extension of that right hip as you send your sit bones back. Walk your hands forward. Inhale, lengthen forward through the heart. Lengthen the ears out of the hips. Exhale, sink your hips back a little bit more. Walk your hands forward. Imagine again that your chest would be the first thing to land. And I need to move my coffee out of the way. Good, now again, press down into your left shin. Feel that active engagement in your outer left hip. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale, press into the shin. Exhale, soften. Last time, inhale, press into the shin. Hold for a round of breath. And with your next exhale, soften, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the front and back of the heart. Now, walk your hands back. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes under. Press down through the hands. Lift the back knee and then lift up and back. Three-legged dog. Open up the hip. Bend and straighten the leg or make any movements that feel good on that left hip. And slowly release your left foot down. Soften both knees to the mat. And make your way to your backs. The very favorite journey towards Shavasana. Oh. But first, bend your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers below the knee around your shin bone. Option to keep the left leg bent with the left foot planted, or you can send the leg long. Draw your belly in deeply to make space for that right thigh to be pressed in towards the outer right ribs a little bit more, finding a deeper compression. Keep hold of the right leg with your left hand. Release your right arm out to the right. Use your right shoulder and shoulder blade as an anchor. Take an inhale. And exhale, bring that right knee over to the left. Roll over the left hip any amount that you can while right shoulder blade stays anchored and rooted. Now you can choose to stay just like this with right leg bent, or you might grab the outer edge of the right foot with your left hand and begin to press the leg straight through the heel. If you are going for this variation, you might only be able to reach the outer calf or maybe the thigh, and you still want to try to lengthen the leg long. No matter what, flex your right pinky toe back towards your face. You might feel that same sensation that you felt in your pigeon when you were actively pressing into the right shin. Good. Slowly release. Rebend the knee if it's long. Roll back through center. Bend both knees. Center your hips on the mat. And reverse. Hug left knee in towards your left armpit. Thigh moves outside the ribs slightly. Actively compressing the thigh into the chest as you draw the belly in to make room for even more compression in that left hip flexor. Right leg can stay bent or right leg can go long, which can feel really nice after that hip was enjoying all that compression. Now, left arm releases out to the left, anchoring through this shoulder and shoulder blade. As we exhale, right hand guides left leg over the body to the right. And my lovely wall here doesn't really give me too much space to lengthen the leg. So I'm going to move myself back a little bit. And so if you would like to try to lengthen that left leg long, go for it. Maybe you can grab the outer edge of the left foot. I'm going to use my wall because it's here as something to sort of press into. But no matter what, flex that pinky toe back towards your face. Lengthen that top hip and that top hip waist so that the hip rolls towards the bottom of the mat. Notice where you feel this on this side. Maybe it's a little different, maybe it's the same. And very slowly, rebend the knee if it's long. Roll onto your back. Maybe hug your knees into your chest one last time. Lengthen your legs long to the bottom of the mat for Shavasana. You can open your arms out to your sides or maybe place hands on belly or one hand on the belly, one on the heart. Feel a sense of softening and expanding in all directions. Really let go into the support that's below you. Notice if you can let go of any effort, maybe soften your kneecaps or the groin. As the body is reminded that it can indeed let go and be still. And consider this a never-ending transition as you release more and more and more into a journey of stillness. So please stay here as long as you can. It is indeed a valuable place to find yourself. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.